Okay, what's up, everybody? Thank you for watching On the Town with Tanya. Welcome back. We appreciate you. So this week, today's guest is an avid well-being and transformation coach, specializing in relationships for over 15 years. He is the inventor of the three Metaverse Breathing Method, which we'll try to show you today, and the managing director of Keep Fit Kingdom, keepfitkingdom.com in London. He says they're on a mission to help 1 billion people reach 100 years of age. Yes, you heard that right. Happily and healthy. That's my kind of guy. Please welcome Raj Khedun. Hello, Raj. Hi. How are
Okay,
you?
wow. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you. That's a great intro. Lots to think about there for most people, probably. So, yeah, appreciate you having me.
Thank you. We appreciate you. Can you tell us more about? So you're the manager of. Let me see if I say it correctly. Manager director, managing director of Keep Fit Kingdom. How did
Yeah.
that get? How did you get into fitness?
I'll have to take you back to a bit of a Genesis backstory. Is that
Okay.
okay?
Yeah,
All right.
go for it.
Okay. So, when I was 3 years old, my mother took me to nursery for the first time.
Hmm.
And the first two books I pulled off the nursery library bookshelf
Hmm.
was one book about dinosaurs and one book about planets. Okay. So I know it sounds bizarre, right?
No.
But believe it or not, those themes stuck with me in my I can see it in my imagination, my mind as if it was yesterday.
Hmm.
Right. For whatever reason, these themes of evolution, meaning physical development, how the mind develops, how you become your best self, how you fulfill your potential. This all came from the dinosaurs in terms of
Wow.
my little baby mind
Dude.
wondering, asking questions curiously. Why are dinosaurs? What's the difference between this creature, that creature? Do they think? Do they know their own abilities? Do they think like humans think? Are they able to self-reflect? All these kind of questions I was asking from a very young age.
Wow.
I know, strange. And then the planets thing was there are planets in the solar system, right?
Right.
No one explains what are they actually doing there.
Hmm.
We've
So you
got
can.
Mars. Yeah, Mars is empty. You can look on YouTube. You've got videos of the satellites, robots on Mars. There's nothing
Mhm.
there. There's no
Right.
water. There's no plants. There's no humans. There's nothing. So
Mhm.
why is the planet even there in the first place?
Right.
You
Good
never you
question.
never think. Yeah, right. And then we've
I
got
think, I think it, but I never say it.
yeah. But I'm the kind of guy who, when I think things, I say them, and then I start asking other people, "Do you know why this is there? If it
Mm,
if it's empty, why is it in there in the first place? Why?
mm, mm.
Right?
Wow.
So
Wow.
Venus is the same. Like Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn. These planets are huge, massive entities out there,
Mhm.
which definitely have an impact on the environment and Earth in terms of vibration and stuff like
Mhm.
that. But what exactly is on those planets? What are they actually doing?
Mm. Hmm.
This became a preoccupation with mine to study human beings intensively.
Mm.
But by doing that, I was able to use these tools of understanding the mechanism of evolution from dinosaurs and also
Mhm.
the environmental influences of planets to see how they interact with a human being.
Ah, very
Get it?
interesting.
Yeah.
My grandson would love you. This is he's on to these dinosaurs and the planets thing right now. But you
That's
take
it.
it to another level because it's something I'm sure we all ask. I mean, I continue to say, why do we have Venus? But then I flip it and say, also, just because we're here doesn't mean there isn't something or someone else somewhere else.
Yes.
You know, so
Yeah.
because it's all matter anyway. But yeah, so that's what got you interested as a kid.
That's right. So I got
Wow.
into health and fitness, go to the gym like most alpha males trying to outdo each other on the bench press or the splits or the overhead press, all that silly alpha male stuff that we do. But then I'm realizing that there's more to the body than this.
Yes, the mind has to
So,
connect.
correct. Exactly. And they don't teach you anything about the mind in your entire school system. They don't teach you 1 hour about what is the mind, how does it work, how can you use it to benefit yourself and others. and fulfill your mission. They never tell you a single thing about it.
I think most of
Which,
us don't find that out till we're in our 40s, at
yeah.
least if we're lucky. If we're lucky.
But then you're going to be very upset that the school system that was supposed to care about your education did not tell you these things.
I often say that because I worked with foster youth a lot. And I used to say to the directors, like, why don't you have Tony Robinson, what do you call it? All the gurus, the ones that I really love, have them come in and hit these kids. It's not hit. Have them come in and talk to these kids as young as 7 years old. Do you imagine the powerful impact that would shift their brain from thinking of them as an orphan to I'm great and I have a special calling, and this is just part of the calling. It's a different mindset. And when I found that, it changed so much.
Exactly. And I was on the TikTok live stream last night, and people were swarming onto our channel because they're like, oh, this is what we wanted to say, but we were too scared to say it. I said, what are you scared to say? Just say it.
Right.
Be respectful, be positive, have a constructive idea why you want to say these things, and go and say it. Well, who's stopping you?
Right. Wow.
People in the UK, they're a bit more conservative than America.
Oh, way more conservative.
Yeah. So they keep quiet and they suffer in silence, and I don't agree with that.
No, because it's also an internal torture, and it eats you up. Because I don't think as human beings we're meant to be isolated, internal, that stuff. I don't think that's what it meant to be, or else it would have been just one of us born here and that's it. That's my theory. Like, it wouldn't be billions of people. Like, we wouldn't have birth. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't. To me, if that's what the universe or the gods wanted, they would have made one. They wouldn't have made so many and so many different types, which is why things like racism is stupid. Because I'm like, well, why do you think that there's every color under the sun? I mean, do you think you're so special? No. There's more where that came from. There's so many more. And you should be like, you go in an ice cream shop and say, wow, look at this. Not like, oh, I don't want chocolate. I don't want vanilla. It's all connected, in my opinion. All of it.
Absolutely. 100%. 100%.
Well, Go ahead. Sorry.
No,
I was going to. I'm sorry.
No worries. I think it's interesting to see that since the pandemic, the COVID pandemic, I think people are now looking at different ways to do things. Like, they're looking to change their job. They're looking to work online. They don't need to travel so much. They can think different creative ways to, fulfill their passions, live online, make a living online, to connect with people all over the world using Zoom,
and they're finding their passion. Most important. I mean, because that's something like, I think some people have actually gone to the grave and not even known like their divine purpose. They may have fulfilled it without knowing it, but they didn't say, that's what I'm here to do. Like, the bell hasn't gone off for some people. And it wasn't until the pandemic that the bell started jingling in people's head. And they're like, wait, I know this can't be it. Like, I'm not going to just, go off tomorrow. Off meaning the other word that we're not supposed to say. That's it. Like, that's all. I believe every life has a divine purpose, even if it's one that I don't like, someone harming children, let's say, I don't like. Maybe they now have the catalyst to start those people who were victims, start a whole nother thing that helps save other lives mentally and change the system. You know what I'm saying? So everything has a purpose, goal, divine purpose, whatever you call it. But we just never tap into it. And our parents don't teach us to. Well, some parents, I think my mom was very good. She's very God, she was a minister. So she's very God-fearing and like, God had you here for a reason and blah, blah, blah. So she always talked that into me at a very young age. So no matter what happened, no matter what trauma, anything happened to me, I'm still going to hold that as my core. But a lot of people don't have that. They don't have that as a core. They don't have that at all.
That's true. So, and they're looking for people like you and maybe, people like me who will dare to go out and venture and say, look, your life is worth more than this. You're supposed to be able to fulfill what gives you joy and earn money from it and not worry about things and spread that joy and that love and that happiness with people, because life is short. If you don't hook into that mission and that purpose now, it's like, it's now or never. Like, just get on with it, find it, pin it down, live by that code, and start spreading the joy and the blessings that come out of you.
That is, I just wrote a book, Mindful Grieving, on the journey of loss. I just released the Kindle yesterday. And I talk about some parts of that. Because, when we lose a loved one, we think, oh my God, it's in the world and the world's going to stop. I thought, at least when my brother died, I was like, the world's just done. The world's finished. It's like, it's no longer, this is Revelations for me, because that was my type, whatever. So you think that's, it's the end all be all, but there's so much more, even after the things that we think are to the end are not the end. There is no end, really. That's the truth. Even your spirit lingers on and does flips and does other things, we just have to learn to trust the universe and do our part and let the rest blend in.
It's such a great conversation. I love chatting with ministers and pastors and people from every demographic in the world, whether it's John Maxwell, who's a great Christian minister, or whether it's Tony Robbins, who's got that kind of psychology idea, or whether it's Dan Martell on the business front, Napoleon Hill, Dale Carnegie,
all those guys, idols.
Idols, absolutely. And and the funny thing is, they all come out of America, not the UK, which is, for me, is annoying, right? Because
you don't have any. You don't have any.
Like, who do you think about in the UK?
Wow, you're right. But maybe, but you know why? Because America likes to supersize everything, right? We like to supersize everything. So it's not like I can just be a counselor in my little neighborhood. I got to venture out into the world, and you must know who I am.
Absolutely. And if you're doing great things for people and you're fulfilling your purpose, great. God bless you. Do it.
Like Tony Robbins, Ilvani,
all these guys, I absolutely admire them because they're daring to go out and do something different. Find an audience, find a tribe, and nourish that tribe so they become better versions of themselves.
Yes, I mean, he's made billions of people. I think he's touched billions of lives. Just Tony Robbins, Liana Van Sant, Les Robbins, Napoleon Hill, just his book, Think and Grow Rich. I mean, those, Pablo Coelho, The Art of, what was his book?
The Alchemist.
The Alchemist. All those things touch our lives because they activate and then they motivate. That's why. That's what it is. Because you can go your whole life and not be motivated nor activated. And that's depressing. That's depressing.
Absolutely.
You don't have no clue that, hello, the little bell needs to go ding, ding in your head. And you're just like, no, I'm just going to live my life. And this is all there is. No, there's way more than this. Way more.
There is.
On all levels, not just traveling, not just people meeting. Like if I meet you, you may give me a gift that I needed to get to the next gift. But people don't see it like that. They don't see it like that.
That's right. And I think what has to happen now, it's exciting, very exciting time, even though it's with all the chaos and the craziness going on in the world. For people like yourself who have a very clear, crystal clear mission, you're just going to double down on it and make that expand and expand and expand till your influence just spreads like this huge aura, this kind of field of power, which is brilliant. Field of love, absolutely. Because when I went to India, 18 years old, I was 18 years old. I was born in London, by the way.
Okay.
And I thought I was very arrogant, right? I was very arrogant. I thought I knew a lot. And when I went to India, I realized I don't know anything.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah,
all I knew. Exactly. I met an avatar. I mean, a serious, huge superpower avatar. Really? And it just blew. Yeah. Their electromagnetic field is so huge. There's nowhere you can go where you're going to escape their energy.
Wow. That must help.
It just completely turned my life upside down.
Wow.
And there I was thinking, oh, materialistic, from London, I have everything. I realized I had nothing.
That's the thing. Knock you right back.
Yeah, I had to go back to zero and think and relearn everything and say, I'm learning all nonsense in the school system. They're not teaching me what I need to know for real life. They
don't. They just brainwash you to know what they want you to know to keep you a minion.
To be a part of the consumerist system.
Exactly. Well, I said it in my Tanya's layman terms.
Yeah, it's the Rockefeller model.
It's so simple. Yeah, the Rockefeller. Exactly. So you know what I'm
Yeah,
talking about. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
the model, which works for them, but it doesn't work for us, and we don't
yeah.
realize it because we're so sleepwalking that we're like, I go to work 9 to 5, I come back 9 to 5, I do this 9 to 5, I make dinner for my family 9 to 5. Instead of saying, okay, between all of that, where's my place on this earth?
Yeah.
Because it's not just birthing kids, it's not just being a wife, it's not just being a mother, it's not just being a daughter, right? There's other things. Why would God or the universe, whoever you believe in, some people don't believe in God, and I have to always respect that because there's people who were, taken advantage of by clergy. So I get that.
Yeah.
I personally believe in him, and I will always believe in him because I know that's what got me through being an orphan, all the abuse, whatever I went through, that got me through clearly. I know there is something better and greater than me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that works for me. May not work for you, but whoever you are, you got to know there's something. There's something. You can call it what you want, but something out there is bigger and better than you. And until you find that thing, you're just clueless.
That's
Clueless.
true.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
That's
Well,
why,
you have
people. Yeah, sorry. That's why people
no,
like yourself, coming out and really going for it. I think that's beautiful. So thanks for sharing that.
well, who started me? Actually, my cousin. Thank you, Everett, wherever you are, Everett, Matt. My cousin. Yeah, years ago. I don't even know. My daughters are toddlers, I think. And they're in their 30s now. I don't know. Wherever Tony Robbins' first book came out, he gave me that book, and I started reading. I was like, this is what I've been, and it's stuff I've been thinking all my life and writing. I write and writing about all my life, but I thought I was just a weirdo. Not weirdo, but just like, you know what? You're just different. You're special, and that's it. Like, take your specialty. That's what it is. I mean, you just some things you just accept. And I know I'm not like everybody else. I knew that very young, and I accepted it. But when I read that book, and I still have the book at my house, and I still go through it and go through chapters, and I'm like, wow, why didn't people think of this? Like,
Yeah.
It's a wow factor for me. Everything he says is a wow factor. And I'm like, this guy is sitting on gold. Where did he get this gold from? Then I think of the Dale Carnegies who were talking this stuff too in their own way. They had different mythology, but it's the same thing, And if we could all just grasp what he's saying. I tried listening to Tony Robinson and be like, all right, I'm going to listen as an arrogant person and I'm just going to act like nothing here affects me. And I can't do it. You cannot listen to him. And even his wife, Sage, you can't even listen to them without your spiritual self rising up and saying, I'm going to do better. I'm going to be the best ever. Like, even if you're psyching yourself out, that's what a girl, a wellness being coach, transformation coach, whatever you want to call it, that's their job. That's what they're supposed to do. Lift that spiritual side of you to actually move into action.
Ignite that.
Yes, ignite the action in you, because most of us, we have it. We just have no idea. One of my friends was saying, my mom never talked about this stuff. Like, I have no clue. I'm just figuring this out at 60 years old. And I said, girl, half the world, you ain't the only one. Some people get lucky that they happen to be in the room with brilliant people and they listen well. So they got little ticks of it and they didn't even know they got it, but they got it. So if I'm around, I'm making this up. If I'm around a billionaire, well, a billionaire has certain values, don't they? To get to be a billionaire, even if you and I don't agree with them, right? Doesn't mean that they're the best, better than us. Just if you listen, you might learn something.
That's right.
Discipline is the number one.
Absolutely. Was that awaken the giant within, or was it unlimited power?
That's it. Awaken the giant. That's it. It's a red book, red, maroon, like maroon and gold, I think, something like that. Black book. I still have the bookmark. You do? I can't believe it. In perfect condition, because I said he's going to make me give this book back one day. I don't want to, because it's like, I mean, the book, I've had the book like 20 years. I don't even know however long ago he wrote it. I've had it that long, which is crazy, but it's the best gift in my life that started the trail of like, wait a minute. And then I heard about Dr. Sebi, and that opened my physical self, because I still wasn't on the food plane, because you can't mind, the body and the soul, it all goes together. It has to be in sync for it to work properly.
That's right. And who Tony Robbins' mentor is, right?
Who was it? I thought it was
Jim Rohn.
Yeah, Rohn.
Jim Rohn was a deeply biblical person.
Oh, was he? Because
Yeah,
everybody loves him. Now I know why, because he's biblical. Okay. Because
yeah.
I with him too. Yeah.
He followed the Bible since he was 27.
Wow. Wow.
And that vibe, when you follow the Bible and you follow those principles, you are becoming a walking, talking repository of the Bible,
Wow.
right? So
Wow.
that is how Tony Robbins was so heavily influenced by Jim Rohn.
Yeah, Jim Rome is amazing, and he's simple, but the things you say, you're like, why didn't I think of that? But Tony is a firecracker. So when he says whatever he learned from him, it's a different delivery.
Yes.
I'm saying I mean, I love Jim Rome, but when Tony delivers it, he gets you fired up, boy. I mean, he has you ready to jump off airplanes and you know, do it. I can do anything. I can walk on coals. Yes, I can. I mean, that's what he does. I got to give it to him. That's his gift. That's his gift. There's nothing no one could have taught him in school on that. So I appreciate people like him and Les Brown, Liana Van Sant. They have different approaches, but they're just that's what we need in this world. More people like these people. So and yourself, so you have over 2,000 articles on health, fitness, and wellness. How do you stay inspired and keep your content fresh for your audience?
Well, we get a lot of emails from people who have questions about
Mhm.
health, fitness, wellness, how to do it naturally, how to do it without necessarily going to a gym. Can you motivate yourself? What if it's a rainy day? What if it's cold? Can you still do training? Should you still work out? We get all the questions you can imagine.
Mhm.
So I think it's great to be able to, stay abreast of what people really want and then write
Mhm.
articles based on what people really want.
Okay,
So
that makes
there you
sense.
go.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And your book, "How Squats Can Change Your Life," you made it to the top 10 category. What inspired
Yep.
you to write that? And how's it impacted your readers?
It's a fascinating study into physiology, into the human body.
Mhm.
Because I was thinking, what's the single most powerful exercise that anyone can do to make sure they stay fit and healthy?
Mhm.
So is it push-ups? No. Is it shoulder rotations or shoulder presses? No. Is it stretching the body? No. What it is, it's using the biggest muscles in the body, which are the legs.
Mhm.
So
Oh.
when you use the legs, the glutes, and your lower legs, your calf muscles, you
Mhm.
build a huge amount of immune system strength, a huge amount of
Oh,
nervous system strength. Yes.
really? I didn't know
You
this.
have to breathe deeper because you have to breathe deeper when you do squats.
Oh, right. I gotta think about that. Okay, so go
So
ahead.
I used to get flus, which sounds really terrible. I used to get flus in the UK 4 times a year,
Okay.
and I would be affected for 2 weeks every single time.
Oh gosh.
When I was like a young guy, right, and I
Mhm.
had to have a flu jab. I was like, oh, flu jabs are for old people. Why am I having a flu jab, right? And I thought there's got to be a better way. So what I started experimenting with squats. As soon as I started doing it for about 2 to 4 weeks, I started to notice I felt better. I was able to overcome the flu symptoms quicker in 2 days or 3 days instead of 2 weeks.
Now,
And
why is that? Is there something in the muscle memory? What's going on?
well,
Like when you
when you
actually squat, go ahead.
when you squat, when you finish, say, a set of 12 reps, for
Yeah.
example,
Right.
either with a barbell or just body weight squats, you don't have to use any fancy equipment. You're forcing your respiratory system to work. Your depth of breath has to increase, and when your depth of breath increases, you're pulling in
Oxygen.
more oxygen
That's the
into your
oxygen.
system. Yeah,
Mm.
and with
Mm.
that, you're able to speed up your metabolism. You're able to charge up your nervous system, and your immune system also gets a boost.
Wow.
So
Okay.
that's how you're able to overcome a lot of illnesses and little niggly diseases and problems. So
Wow. Well, I'm gonna use some very I'm gonna start doing more squats. Even though I never
absolutely,
get sick, thank God.
yeah,
But actually I do a lot of squats. Actually, I do a lot of squats, but not the way I'm used to doing it in a gym. I haven't been in a gym in a while, so I do my
yeah,
workout at home. Actually, you
yeah.
know who Mr. London workout. You know
Oh,
him?
really?
I love that guy. I love him because it's
Awesome,
easy, simple, and it really works me out. So simple. And then I walk 8,000 steps a day if I can. So
awesome,
yeah, I
brilliant.
try. Now, if I was,
Yeah,
it depends on where I'm at. If I'm home, I'll try to play tennis or ride a bike or something with that, you know.
Yeah.
So it depends. So yeah, anyway, so you've spent 15 years coaching people in relationships, performance, and mentoring.
Yes.
How did your background in coaching influence the direction of your company and programs?
I think it's been huge. It's relationships coaching for women. I've specialized in that for 15 years.
Mhm.
Uh, and I think what it's helped me with is understand the psychology of people, of women.
Okay.
And I think that helps us to shape how we write articles, the subjects we talk about, the things we focus on, and also understand the emotional component. In any fitness program, you need to be motivated. Right? If you're not motivated, you won't make any significant changes.
Okay.
So, for example, if a person joins a gym for the beginning of the year, say, "Oh, my New Year's resolution for 2025 is to go
Mm,
to the gym 3 times a week, every week," and then they fall off after a couple of weeks. They stop going, and you
right.
think, why do 85% of people quit?
Right.
When you said it was going to be a New Year's resolution, don't you want to make yourself healthier and better? So we
Right.
dial into the motivation, the emotional factors that
Mhm.
cause you to want to do it regularly, whether you like it or you don't like it, whether you feel like it or you don't feel like it. What do
Yes.
you need to
Robert
do to
says
get?
it.
Yeah.
What did
What
he
do
say?
you
What's
need?
his biggest line? Motivation. You have to be internally. I forgot how he says it, but you have to be internally motivated. It's for you have to know what your reward is, or something. He says something specific about that. And
Yes.
I get it now. I didn't get it then, but now I'm like, he's right. If I don't have a reason, I'm gonna always make excuses, right? But if
Correct.
I say you are going to get diabetes or you're going to end up with a heart attack very early if you are doing process, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, whatever the stories are, that might be enough reason. Now, for some people, that still ain't enough. You can tell a smoker you got cancer right now, stage 5, and they'll be like, okay, it's like, what's good? Because something
Yeah.
in there still has not,
Clicked. Yeah.
they haven't reached the limit.
That's
They
right.
got-
So sometimes talking about pain is really important because, if you don't hit those pain points hard enough, they're not going to do anything.
Nope. That's it. I think that's what he says. Is it pain? Something he says specifically about this. And I was like, wow, he's dead on about that. That's right. You won't change nothing. Absolutely nothing. And that's why I love what's the movie with Eddie Murphy with the Changing Places?
Oh yeah, trading places.
That's an example of he got motivated because he was like, wait, I want to live this life. So he changed his whole behavior in
Yeah.
5 minutes. In 5 minutes. Five
Yeah.
minutes. It happened. So, but the behavior and has to be there. Wait, how is it say? The behavior or the stimulus has to be there for you to create the behavior, something like that, something to
Yes.
that. But you get what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
you,
Absolutely.
you just
Absolutely.
can't
You need
will
to
it.
be motivated. Yeah. For example, I had a client who was smoking a lot of stuff. Maybe I shouldn't say it on YouTube, but you know what I mean. The recreational stuff, right?
Right. Gotcha.
And yeah. And I said to him, look, it's affecting your health. It's affecting a lot of things. You're not able to think straight. Your kids are young. Don't you want to play with your kids when you're 50? You're only 45.
Wow.
Don't you want to play with your kids are going through university soon? Don't you want to still play with them and be with them and go on holiday with them and do stuff with them? Or are
Right.
you going to be in bed and like they're going to have to look after you because you're an invalid now?
Mm.
Is that what you want? Sometimes talking about the pain
Right.
moves people's direction, whereas trying to inspire them, they go, yeah, well, it's not for me, whatever. But
Right.
you need to dial it into their specific circumstance, and then they'll sometimes wake up.
Yes, the pain has to be great enough. If it's not, there's no reward coming. It's not going to happen. Yeah, that is so prevalent. I wish people really could understand that. That's everything. If your pain is not strong enough, you keep doing the same thing. It's no bad will towards you. It's nothing. It's not a bad thing. It's just bad results you're going to get.
Exactly.
And if you're okay with that, then that's cool. But a lot of people, they say, well, I can't do this. Well, learn. Why can't you learn? What's the problem? You got no fingers? What? Oh, well, I just, nope. Sounds like you're making a bunch of excuses. The pain has to be great enough. And when you're not getting what you want, the results you want to live in the life that you want, it's because you didn't set the ground boundaries, including myself. There's things I say, oh, well, I should do this and I should be doing that. And I should find this kind of job. I should find that. And if it's not happening, it's my fault. I mean, yes, there's circumstances that can make it harder, but that's my fault. I got to keep looking because there's no today in 2025. We've got to, do more than just live. You
You
have
got
to
to, yeah,
rise water level and swim in it. Create your own wave pattern. You know what I'm saying? Like not just, oh, I'm just here, just chilling. No, that's not how it works. Not how that to me, that's not enjoying life. And you must, if you're gonna do the human experience, you must enjoy this life
yeah.
with your gifts that were given to you.
Absolutely. Tanya, the interesting thing is, I've got a couple of really good points for you and your listeners, right? Just to help people grasp the right idea, like straight away. Don't be trying to reinvent the wheel. Don't try to bang your head like on the wall. Don't do that, right? The truths are already known, right? So please don't try to avoid it. Don't stick your head in the sand. Don't try looking elsewhere. Here's the truth.
Right.
You need to understand that life, if you really want to fulfill your potential, life is intense. There's no ands or ifs about it. Life is intense, meaning it's a mental game. You've got to understand how your mind works and be prepared to live in your thought and heart space for the rest of your life.
Comfortably.
You got to learn to swim in that depth of water.
Yeah, because some people that could be a trauma. They're like, oh, whoa, I can't do that. I tell people all the time, listen, learn whatever it is your issues are, learn to sit with them and be okay with it.
Yeah. And you got to go deep. You got to go deep in the ocean. To find the treasure, you have to go deep.
Yes, you have to. But I guess some of us learn, some of us never do. We go right to our grave, never even having no clue what that meant. No clue. And I'm so happy that we have social media in the sense that even if you didn't get it before and you were living in a cave and you had no TV, if you have a TV or a cell phone, anything right now, you got to get it. Like you have to get it. Like I got grandmas that are getting it. They're getting it. But I didn't really experience my life the way I wanted to because of, let's say, Jim Crow, or because of, my potato famine or whatever the things, atrocities happened. And now, I feel like I'm really living it. I can enjoy my grandkids and my great grands, and I understand purpose. I understand my purpose as the leader of the tribe, and that I'm supposed to bring these, gifts onto them. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody has a place. You know what I'm saying? Everybody. I don't care who you are. You have a place. You have a divine purpose. Find out what it is. And actually, you don't even have to dig far. The universe sends you angel guides right on earth that tell you what you're supposed to be doing. But we ignore them. So if I say, I've always wanted to go live in Istanbul, I'm making that up, and I meet a guy from Istanbul, and then I pass a sign that says Istanbul, trip to Istanbul, and I read a paper and I open up, says Istanbul. Those are angel guys saying you are on the right path. But we ignore
law of attraction, right?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Well, you could you explain? And I'll be your guinea pig, unless somebody else here wants to do it. Then I'll put you on if you want to do it, guys. So could you explain the three? Tell me if I'm saying it right. 3.3 Metaverse Breathing Method and how it works to reduce stress and anxiety.
It's called the 3-3 Metaverse Breathing Method. The 3-3.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So explain that to me. And you want me to be the guinea pig? Anybody want to volunteer? Any volunteers out there? I didn't think. Let me know. I'll send you.
So in brief, we'll talk about how breathing is so critical. So many people they don't know exactly what breath means to them as a relationship with something very special. You can live for 40 days without food, 4 days without water, but you can only live for 4 minutes without breath before you die.
Is it 4 or 13? I thought the brain dies in 13 minutes.
No, most people, if they stop breathing for 4 minutes or they don't breathe, they will start to become unconscious and become uncomfortable and die.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That's
So
new.
the
'Cause,
thing,
I'm a swimmer, so that's where I heard that from. I don't know how true it is. I never
yeah,
tried it.
yeah. Well, most people, if you deliberately expand your lung capacity, obviously you can, live longer, but you got to work hard on that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
talking for most average people. So
Okay. Thank
the thing is that breath, what you think is breath, is not what you've been taught that it is.
you. Mm,
Most people think it's oxygen. It's not oxygen.
mm,
This thing around us in the universe, in the space around you, is
mhm,
light, electricity, and magnetism.
mm,
And you're
mm,
taking this into your system all
mm,
day, every day.
mm.
It's not oxygen. Oh, there is some oxygen in it, but there's far more power in this than you think.
Right. Which is why yoga and all that teaches you different breathing, right?
Correct. Exactly.
Mm. So go ahead. So
And
what else? Go ahead.
so this is not taught in the school system, and because of that, you have no relationship with your breath. None. It's
Right.
unconscious, and you say, "Well, I breathe." Yeah, but you're not having a conscious relationship with breath. And if you read
Right.
the Bible, it talks about the breath as very close to God, as actually being God Himself,
Mm.
because He is the breath of life, right?
Right. Right.
And in Genesis chapter 2, verse 7, God breathed into the nostrils and man became a living soul,
Right.
right? So
Right.
breath is critical.
Very.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, so when you understand breath, it can alter your state of mind, your mood, your energy. It can impact your organ health, like your
Mhm,
spleen, your lungs, your heart, your everything, all your
mm,
organs.
mhm.
So once you learn how to breathe, you can start to take control of your health without medicines, without drugs, without prescription meds, that kind of thing.
Right.
So this breathing method helps to reduce stress by 50 to 60% in 3 minutes or less.
Wow. Let's go. I'm
Yeah,
ready.
let's do it. Let's do it. All right.
I'm ready.
So,
What do you need me to do?
so all you can do is sit straight with a spine, chin perpendicular to the ground. So nice and relaxed and straight. Yeah, good.
Oh,
So
this or that?
chin
Straight?
up a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
straight.
I love that because
Yeah,
after 50, you don't want to put your chin down.
no.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So what you're going to do is you're going to breathe in 3 parts through the nose. I'll show you in a second.
Okay.
And then it's 3 parts out of the mouth with a
Okay.
slightly elongated exhalation through the on the third exhale. I'll show you this.
Okay.
I'm not sure if YouTube's technology is going to make the sounds, quiet the
Okay.
sounds so people can't hear. I don't know. Let's see.
Let's
So
see.
let's see. So it's sniff, sniff, sniff,
Mm-hmm.
and then
That's not
yeah.
good.
Don't make it uncomfortable. Relax. Totally relax. Right. Yeah, but you don't use the vocals.
Right. I know. I got something going on there.
Relax, relax, relax. Drop your shoulders. Relax.
Okay.
Yeah, don't force anything. Relax
Yeah.
completely. All right. So I'll do it again.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's it. Open the mouth a bit more. So it's a ha 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 sound. Yeah, coming from the not too wide, not too wide. Yeah, that's better. Boom, you got it. All right. So what we're gonna do?
Mhm.
We're gonna do this for a minute together,
Okay.
and you're gonna have your eyes closed the whole time.
Okay. Ready? Go.
Yeah, and keep your eyes closed after we finish. So I'll ask you a couple of things. Okay.
Okay.
So 3, 2, 1, and go. stop there, Tanya. Keep your eyes closed and just relax. Just relax. And gently notice what's happening within. Just relax. And keeping your eyes closed, Tanya, tell me what you notice and how you feel.
I feel happy inside, like I want to scream.
Mm-hmm. What else?
I'm thinking about the silence on the air,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still good.
You feel good?
Absolutely.
Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you say you feel right now? 1 being terrible and 10 being amazing.
Probably a 12.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
And Tanya, have you noticed your heart rate slow down a bit?
It did.
Yeah. And the mental chatter of the monkey mind that often races and just talks and talks and talks. Have you noticed that slow down a bit?
Yes. And that's good for me with ADHD.
Yeah. That's why we're coaching a lot of people with ADHD right now.
Really?
They couldn't believe that it was so simple to quiet that monkey mind.
That's
Okay.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Do you notice an expanse of mind beyond the body, like an awareness that's kind of expanding and increasing? Would you say?
Yes, for sure. I'm so excited. I can't wait to get off to do some writing.
And
Um,
let me ask you one more question. On a scale of 1 to 10, Tanya, how surprised are you at how quickly this worked, given that you only did it for 60 seconds?
How what?
How surprised are you at how quickly this worked, given
I'm
that you only
surprised.
did it for 60 seconds?
I'm surprised, but I figured it would, or you wouldn't say that. So I'm a believer.
But the thing is, until you do it, you and experience it, you don't realize it until you actually do it. So,
Yeah, that's
on a scale of
amazing.
1 to 10, how surprised would you say you are?
How surprised was I?
Yeah, how surprised were you how quickly it worked?
Probably like 8, a 7.
Yeah.
7. Yeah. Yeah. It's a nice surprise.
Cool. Yeah. So there you go. Okay.
Wow.
people.
Thank you. Wow, guys, you got to try that. Whoa, I feel like I was going to go relax down on the beach somewhere. That's amazing. That is really amazing. I feel really good. I got to try that. How often do you do that? How often should we do it?
I recommend 3 minutes in the morning before breakfast,
Mm-hmm.
3 minutes before or after lunch, depending on your schedule,
Okay.
and 3 minutes before you meet the family again at home and your kids and your wife. Do it then, because you'll calm. Everything will be relaxed and calm.
Right. Wow. Yeah, that's nice. I think I'm going to teach that to my grandson. Yeah, because I do yoga with him. He's only 3. But yeah, but I want them. That's the age where you got to start it. And even now, if he gets upset or something, he'll go sit inside or go lay in savasana, or he'll sit.
Very good.
So you got
Awesome.
to start them early. Start them early.
That's it.
But now, what is the 7 minutes 2 bits program? Like, how does it help people heal from insomnia and other stress related issues?
Yeah,
Without
yeah, absolutely. The interesting thing is with this method, we're teaching thousands of people now, because people who have insomnia, within 30 to 90 seconds when they do this method that you just did,
yeah.
they fall asleep.
Wow, that's amazing.
Even though they took antidepressants for years, 10 years, 15 years, whatever, they do this
Mhm.
method with us and they start falling asleep for 6 hours straight. They don't wake up.
Wow. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. And the
That's amazing.
science is that you release endorphins from your brain, which are pain relieving hormones.
Yeah.
You also release dopamine and serotonin, which are feel good hormones. Yes.
Hmm.
and you activate the vagus nerve as well, which helps with the parasympathetic nervous system rest and digest, relax, recover, heal, sleep deeply, and so on.
Oh,
So
wow.
this
That's
method does all of it. Yeah, this method does all of those four in one smooth, easy motion.
So that's great for somebody who's recovering from addiction too.
Absolutely.
You know, it's addiction. I was a case active for years.
Really?
Yeah, 15 years over at least. I don't even remember. I can't count at this point. Yeah, that's what I did. So that's interesting. And that we did do breathing techniques with them. But that was based, again, it was stuff that I got from Tony Robbins and other people. Wasn't nothing special I trained in like you did. But all that stuff really helps because it's really, I think everything we have to heal is within us. We just don't know how to use it.
Exactly.
So wow. That's really, I feel really nice right now.
And imagine if you did it for 7 minutes. 7 minutes of bliss means you get into a flow state where, like the bullet time in the Matrix films, everything slows down.
Oh.
Everything slows down, and everybody starts agreeing with you and nodding their head unconsciously. Why? Because when they know a person feels good and they're in flow, everything just tends to agree with you.
Right. And I have that. I have witnessed that firsthand. So that's amazing. That I have to do that a lot more because that's amazing. Wow.
Yes.
That's really good. That's even better than another. I was doing the I forgot the breathing method. There's another breathing method. I forgot the name of it. I was trying that and that was nice, but this was quicker result.
Was it Wim Hof? Was it Wim Hof or Andrew Huberman or
Wim Hof? I wanted to try, and there was another one. Oh well, no, that's just with the what's it called? Not Tai Chi. Gosh, I'm so bad with all these methodologies. Where you swing the arms like this and you breathe in. When you're shifting the energy or whatever around. I don't know. Got the name of the gym. Oh, it's a Chinese guy that does it. Everybody does it. Even my other doctor does it. But I get it confused with the not the actual thing, but the names. I forgot the name, but it has some breathing techniques to it, moving and breathing. So I'll think of it. I'll think of it hopefully before we finish. So that's the 7 minutes. Okay. What would your approach to helping people when you help people overcome addictions like overeating, smoking, without relying on prescriptions or
exactly.
what was your typical advice?
So what we do when you get into the right mental state, when you get into flow state, you open up a window called what's called neuroplasticity, a neuroplastic window.
Okay.
Right. In that neuroplastic relaxed state of mind, you can make suggestions to recode your thought process and your habit process to go for better decisions instead of going for the drink, instead of going for the recreational whatever. Go for the healthy food, the nuts, the seeds, the drink, the water, the herbal tea. You can recode a person's mind and help them make better choices.
Great word, recode.
Yeah,
I like that. Yeah. That's what a lot of people are in need of, a recoding of their minds, and myself included. It's a daily work. It keeps going. It's always flowing, as I say. So it just doesn't do it today and then that's it. You're good for the rest of your life. Nope. It's a daily, continual habit and discipline.
Yes.
That word again, discipline. Yeah.
It's a ritual. It's a practice. Yeah, it's a habit. Yeah, it's a discipline.
Yes. In your experience, what are the most common obstacles that people face when it comes to living healthier lives, and how do you guide them past those challenges?
What addiction you mean, or?
Yeah, just in general. I mean, you got all addiction. I mean, addiction in all levels. Food, because that's a big one right now for Americans, especially. Not just drugs, food, lifestyles. I mean, there's a lot of things that we're doing. Money's an addiction. I mean, there's so many things. An addiction to me means anything that you can't stop that is detrimental to your being.
Okay.
So that can be a lot today.
Absolutely. I think that's where coaching comes in. We do a lot of coaching, and you
Mhm.
need to have some level of accountability. You need to have a good discussion at the beginning to find out what your pain points are. Why are you trying to change?
Right,
What's your time frame in mind? Is it 3 months, 6 months? What are you expecting? 9 months, 12 months? What do you want exactly?
right,
From that
right.
point of view, then we can start to plan something quickly that can really start to work on those areas that you're concerned about.
Mm.
So
Mm.
that's how we do it. That's how we do
Yeah.
it.
Well, that is why a coach is important because they're kind of like your little human prodders. I call them. That's not a nice name. Prod me, God, get me going.
It kind of is like that. Yeah.
It is a good coach can inspire you, motivate you, and give you the little push that you need without too much, but just enough to say, well, is that going to get the outcome you really wanted? And make you think like, no, it's not. So let me get up and do what I got to do. You need a life coach. Like Fred Flintstone had the Magoo on his shoulder.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
life coach.
Right.
Life coach.
Right. Right.
Come on now, you know you need to go work out and do that workout. Come on,
You
do
need
not eat
that
fried
white
food.
angel on your right side to prod you towards the correct choices until you dial them in and make them part of your own habit sort of process mindset. Then
Mhm.
you could. So it could take 3 months, it could take 6 months, depends on the level of accountability and hand holding that you need.
Hand holding. I think we all need hand holding at some point.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, to me, it's a lot of things have made it harder. Not harder, harder and easier. So, in the sense of, you know, we've gotten, what's the word, programmed, I think, by watching too much television and stuff, to be okay with nothing or like be okay with the okay. That's
Mm,
how I'm going to say it. We've gotten programmed to be okay with the okay instead
mm,
of saying, is there more to this and what do I need to be doing to make it more? Not
right.
saying it has to be some big elaborate thing. It could be simple, but a lot of us are living below our potential.
Way below.
And we've gotten mentally lazy, physically lazy, and spiritually lazy. Like we're just like, okay, yeah, I read the Bible 2 times a day, and then they go to church and step into the church and do it, and that's it. It's like, no, there's more to that than that. You need a life coach. That's why, because
Absolutely.
they'll remind you that you're not you're not fulfilling your divine purpose to the fullest. You know.
Exactly.
Um,
Exactly.
anyway, so you describe yourself as what is it? I found energetic, positive, and easy to get along with. How do you bring that energy into your coaching and your daily interaction with clients?
Well, it's become my ethos for my whole life for the last
Mhm,
20 years that
mhm,
I want to help people fulfill their potential because that also helps me appreciate the vastness of who and what we are as infinite, immortal, eternal beings of light. Because the
mm,
more I help people, the more I see it in myself, which is amazing. It's a win-win for everybody.
right.
So I bring it with love. I bring it with tolerance. I bring it with some tough love sometimes when it's needed. But we
Mhm,
have all these techniques and methodologies in our toolkit that we can bring to bear in
yeah,
any situation of coaching.
yes.
And when you do it with love, people know that okay, you need a bit of tough love. You need a bit of a bit of tough discipline. You know,
Mhm,
they will take it because they know it's coming from a good place of love and
mm.
you genuinely want them to progress and get better and get stronger and expand in their awareness, their consciousness, their energy, and so on. So,
Right. Wow. Well, um, you know, I'm hoping more people start waking up, especially right now. There's so many things going on in the world, not just one thing. It's like overkill, overload of the brain by massive amounts. So you have to literally take charge of your life and decide, you know what? Maybe I do need a life coach, or even if you don't get a life coach, maybe I need to start looking at Tony Robinson and listen to all these gurus who have free stuff on the YouTube, free, totally free. If you don't have money, there's no excuse. But you
I agree.
definitely want to up your life game because I mean, it's really just an experience, a short experience. We have, if we live well and eat well, I believe we should have 100 years on this earth. We've shortened it because we keep doing these. We're so smart. We think, Oh, let me figure out how to make potato chips. Oh, potato chips are not a part of the Bible or anything. Like, not a part of it. Like, what is it going to do? But I eat them because they just taste so good. Now,
Yeah.
potatoes are the worst thing to eat. Why? So the more you do that, the more you do these things, you just keep go the you're going to end up with a shorter life, basically. I believe.
Mm,
Now, there's some people that cannot apply to it. My grandfathers lived to be 100, great grandfathers lived to be 100, and they ate everything under the sun. Why? I have no clue. But the average person consuming that stuff, French fries all day and McDonald's all day, and I'm making this up. Give me all the bad products, processed food, red dyes, whatever it is they're doing. Doesn't end up that way. It usually ends
mm.
up meds, lots of meds, and
Yeah,
not a quality life.
that's right. That's
You know,
right.
because
That's
anybody
right.
can live, but are you living?
Your better.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Your best
yeah,
life. Yeah, absolutely. And I think environment has a lot to do with it. The people you hang around with has a lot to do with it. What you watch on TV or what you don't watch has a lot to do with it.
yeah.
So you, at every point, you're being forced to make decisions. So make
Mhm.
the best constructive, most positive decisions for yourself that you can.
Absolutely, absolutely. Looking ahead, what are some of the future goals for Keep Fit Kingdom? And where do you see like the healthcare and fitness industry heading in the next few years?
That's a fantastic question.
Mm,
That is a
mm,
fantastic question. I'll tell you why. Because the method that we have designed over the last 7 8 years, which you've also practiced a part of it, you've already seen how quick and effective it was to homogenize or harmonize your mind and your body very
right,
quickly,
right.
right? So what we're looking to do now is this puts this when you do it for a bit longer, it puts you into a healing state,
Mm,
parasympathetic nervous system state, which helps you to heal, for
mm,
old wounds to be healed, for insomnia to be healed, for old conditions which you thought could not be healed. We're
right.
wanting to bring this type of mental technology into the world to help people um, get into flow state, heal themselves, enjoy their life, fulfill their purpose, and to understand what it is to be a living, breathing, intelligent, creative human being.
Mm, mm. How do you come up with 1 billion people? How do you come up with the number that you want to reach?
Um,
Wait, it's
well, I think, we've got to leave some people there for the other companies to help. So we can't take all of them.
1 billion. That's good. I think that's a good goal.
Yeah,
And it's doable because people are raising up their consciousness.
correct.
There are people who just never ain't going to do it. They're never going to do it. It's not going to happen. Not because I said so, because they determine it that way. So
Yeah,
I can't override what they put in their brain, right? So
yeah,
those people will put them over there. But overall, people are really saying, wait a minute, what there's a better way. I need to find that. What? Tell me about this. And then now you have 5 seconds to convince them this is the way to go. So there's people trying to change, and that's why I love having people like you on the show, because there's somebody who wants to change and just doesn't know how.
yeah.
They don't have the tools. They never got the tools. They didn't get the memo. They don't know. So you guys can visit his website, www.keepfitkingdom.com. Now, what else is on your site? What else do you guys do?
Well, if you go to keepfitkingdom.com, you'll see a tab there called the 3 products.
Yeah.
You can probably see behind me, there's one of the products that we sell there. There's
Okay.
an animated tutorial, so people go through this process and learn it thoroughly and learn how to apply it to themselves. So that you
Okay.
can buy it, you can download it, you can put it on your smartphone, your tablet, your computer, and you can actually get familiar with that technique and see how it helps transform your life. So
Oh,
that's
wow. So you don't have to go into a physical gym?
no,
Oh, wow. That's
you
great.
don't. Yeah.
That's good. I mean, even though I like being in the gym because I like seeing the cute guys, but I guess I can, I can just take a walk for that. I mean,
Yeah.
People interaction sometimes is nice, and I think we're getting farther away from that. So that's kind of bummer because now I don't want to be around people because I've been home so long doing everything here, and I'm kind of it's like I call it a smart city in my head.
Yeah, totally.
Everything's done here. I don't need anybody else, and that
Man
can be,
cave, woman cave. Yeah, man
yeah,
cave, woman cave. It's like, yeah,
yeah, that can be scary, especially for young people. So, while it's great, because then when there's a pandemic, I don't need anybody. I can do it right here. So, God, it's blessings, and it's other side.
yeah,
Most people are
totally.
aware of that, very
Yeah,
aware that you need a human interaction at some point. Uh,
absolutely. Absolutely.
but thank you. Anything else you want to tell us about
Um,
fitness?
yeah, I would say, people should get more intimately acquainted with their breath because it's the very power that runs your brain, that runs your mind, that runs your energy. And they're very critical things in life. So if you don't become familiar with your breath, you're missing out so much of
Mm,
the dynamics and expansion of consciousness and energy, which is what everyone's made of,
yes,
consciousness and energy. So
yes,
you
yes.
really should learn about that, I think.
Yes, it affects you in so many ways. Like even the other night, you saw the moon was changing, right? I don't know if you know about that. So a lot of
Yeah.
people have no idea about that even. Like they're like, oh, it's just the moon. I'm like, no, this is once in 1,000 years that this will happen. If you don't have everything lined up that you want, you missed the portal, babe. Sorry, but they don't get it. They're just thinking like I'm talking about something crazy. So I'm like, whatever. That's on you.
I'll tell you a
I
little secret. Absolutely. I'll tell you a little secret. When you look at the word insomnia, SOM, it
Mhm.
comes from the Sanskrit word soma, which means moon. So you're saying
Wow.
insomnia and moon. What's the connection? Well, if your moon in your horoscope chart is in a bad place, you're never going
Uh,
to sleep well
wow.
unless you get your flow state sorted out through your breath. Then you can
Mm.
get your moon state to feel happy and calm and peaceful. Otherwise, your life is chaos.
That's so amazing because I feel like since I learned that piece, even when things are not going as I had thought in my head planned,
Mm.
I'm totally at peace, and I'm always inside. If you anybody who talks to me knows, in my head inside, I'm usually screaming. I'm so happy, and I don't know why, because nothing great happened. I didn't win the lotto. I didn't get nothing. I'm still, looking for another job. Like there's a lot of things going on, but you would never know because I feel like I just won $1 million, and they told me you can't tell anybody for 5 years.
Mm. Yeah.
That's how I always feel inside. Oh my God.
Awesome.
So you never react to anything because you're like, okay, this is, there's something take that away that can take that away, like extreme racism really deep affects my soul. And I have to go way back, way in and dig really in and put a real shield around myself and go into the fifth dimension to bypass that, or else I become like the haters that are hating,
Yeah.
not like them as in hating people, but I'll say things I'm like, what was the point of saying that? It's not going to change anything. They don't like you and they're never going to like you. So what do? Don't even bypass them. Like pray about it and just leave it alone.
Yeah,
Don't waste it. That's wasted energy.
absolutely.
I'm learning
Absolutely.
about
Myron Golden. Myron Golden. I don't know if you know Myron Golden on
it.
YouTube.
I know
He's
that name.
a biblical preacher, businessman, entrepreneur.
Oh,
Absolutely on fire. Myron Golden.
Myron Golden. I'll
Yeah.
look him up.
Amazing teacher. So he speaks the same kind of stuff every day. He's brilliant.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
I agree.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for a new guru, so I'll look it up. I'll look it up. And I have you too, Raj. I really appreciate you
Thank
taking
you.
the time to come. And I know I got my timing messed up, and I appreciate you still saying, "Oh, we're gonna do it. Let's make it happen." So I
Let's do
appreciate
it.
you. Yeah.
No worries. You're very welcome, Tanya. It was a great animated discussion. I really appreciate it.
Yes, and you're welcome back anytime. Guys, we want to say goodbye to you first. Who's here? I want to say hi. Keenan, I see you there. Eric, I got some new people, so I'm just saying hi. Norma, I can't see my YouTube people, but thank you, whoever you are out there. I appreciate you. Joey, what's up? I haven't seen you in a while. Norma, Grandma Norma, we love you. You know that. And Eric, hey, bro, what's up? Appreciate you guys. I don't know. I can't see the other people, so I'm sorry about that, but I appreciate you. And make sure you tune in next week, next Sunday, at the same time, 4 o'clock. All right. We got a matchmaker on. Woohoo! So tune in next Sunday, 4 p.m. And hang out with me 1 minute as we say goodbye. All right. Let's see. Yeah, guys, make sure you subscribe, share the video if you can. Not because we care about numbers, we care about people. Remember that. All right. All right. So here we go. Bye.
Ciao.